Demons lurking, you Twitter searching behind them curtains without a purpose. Bread and circus, just peep the verses. Every time when evil surface, living out these evil curses. I see my people hurting, COVID got these people nervous. It's a damn shame, can't even walk in the store without a mask on. I'm a wise man, praying oppression won't last long. Turn class on, Captiati driving something heavy. Can't lose focus, I'm ready. How we gotta fight these demons? Whole lot of niggas being bitches, whole lot of bitches being petty. Black, Hispanic, Native, we all niggas. One West, home, mother killers. Even though they hate me, they gon' feel us. Fuck them other niggas, we the realest. And we ain't never scared. Just pay attention, my nigga. Here comes the circus once they give you the bread. All this bullshit I ain't feeling it. Gotta peep game, be vigilant. All of my niggas stay diligent. Everything I rap, we living it. And I'ma prophesy until all of my people rise. Just open up your eyes, pay attention.
That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus.
Voting for the lesser, two evils is nonsense. Social media keep you distracted with foolish content. You keep scrolling, that weak folding. Since 1969 we hold it down and keep rolling. Rolling hard with battle scars from proven soldiers. My people destroyed, corrupted venom from these wicked cobras. Until it's over, gotta man up. Kwam Yasha Allah, they shooting us with our hands up. Don't fucking cowards, prince of the power. But I ain't shit without my team. We hit the scene and stay prepared to meet the king. Sword in our hand, ready to stand, ready to fight, ready to kill. And for all my brothers, I give my life. It's a time to fish and it's a time to hunt. Stay on no, put down a blunt. Don't get killed cause you trying to stun. Gotta keep ready for the battlefront. That's how they trap you and distract you with the bread and circus. But you can't see cause you too blind behind them curtains.
That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they get you. Just pay attention to the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus. That's how they trap you. Try to distract you with the bread and the circus. Bread and the circus.
Clap it up, y'all. Shalom, Israel. This is I.S.U.P.K. Houston under Commanding General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You understand? This is the I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth. Today is Thursday Scripture Breakdown class. Today's subject is the transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade is the biggest money-making thing to ever happen in all of history. There's been more money made at the transatlantic slave trade than anything you've ever even heard or even seen. You understand? And we were the thing, the product that they were selling. We were the product. You understand? But today we're going to show you the transatlantic slave trade in Scripture, in prophecy. You understand? I am Officer Gabawa, and this is Officer Rum. You understand? So tonight we're going to show that the transatlantic slave trade happened because of our disobedience. You understand? Because we failed to serve the Lord and to keep his law, his commandments. He put us through that hell. You understand? And it was all our fault. First, if I could, give me Deuteronomy 4:27. Ron, give me 28:1. Oh, sure.
This is the book of Deuteronomy.
I'm going to go with 28:1 first, if I could.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, it says hearken diligently. You know what I'm saying? To listen. Seriously listen. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Not just see it, but to do them as well. Go ahead.
all his commandments which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And the Lord told his chosen people Israel, if you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, you will be set high upon every nation. You understand? Verses 2 through 14 tells us what that means. Like, we will be on top. All the nations will bring their wealth to us. We will run this work. You know what I'm saying? We will be the top nation above everyone, and everyone will be beneath us. You understand? Give me 21, 28, and 15.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If we will not listen, go ahead.
to observe to do all his commandments
Come on.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
If we did not listen and do what the Lord told us to do, we would be cursed. He would curse us. You understand? It was a simple contract. You do what I say, I bless you. You don't do it, you get cursed. And we signed that dotted line. You understand? But we failed to keep our end. You know what I'm saying? So give me Deuteronomy 28 and 32. All right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people,
Uh-huh.
and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Now, what happened in this transatlantic slave trade, families were separated. You understand? They would snatch kids, son and daughter, away from mother and father. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the mother and father who would sit and slave all day just to hoping to get a glimpse of seeing their child again. You understand? Keep going.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Know what?
Might in thine
You
hand.
don't have the power to fight to get your kids back. You understand? There is like, and there were some people who fought for their families, but they died. They were shot, hung, castrated, any way the white man felt deemed necessary. You know what I'm saying? He did that to our people who just fighting to love their own people, to love their own kids. You understand? Is they on that?
Verse 33.
No, sir. Give me verse 48.
Okay.
Having your family snatched away from you was a main part of slavery, man. You understand? Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger,
And what?
in hunger,
Go ahead.
and in thirst,
Come on.
and in nakedness.
Now, at one time, Israel, we was a whole nation. We ruled. You understand? And now when we didn't keep the law, we were brought to a lower state. So now we got to do what? Read from the top.
This is verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Mm-hmm.
which the Lord shall send against thee,
Right?
in hunger,
And hunger, meaning anything we want to eat, we have to go to our enemies and get it. Come on.
and in thirst,
And then what?
and in thirst.
And then thirst. I mean, we don't make essential water. We don't make the bottled water company that you see. That's not us. We have to go to our enemies for that. Go ahead.
And in nakedness,
And what?
and in nakedness,
In nakedness, in clothing that we want to wear, we have to go to our enemies to get it. Go ahead.
and in want of all things,
And want to what?
of all things.
Anything that we want, no matter what it is, we have to go to our enemies to get it. You understand? That's not being on top. That's being on the bottom because we didn't want to not eat pork. We didn't want to have sex with white women. You know what I'm saying? We went from the top to the bottom to where we at the boot of these other nations. All right, give me verse 65.
Kind. This is Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations
Mm-hmm.
shalt thou find no ease,
Find out what?
no ease.
So when we were sent among these nations, man, there was no rest for us. even till this day, these other nations put us through hell, no matter where we are on this earth. No matter where we are. America, Europe, the Asian countries, you know what I'm saying? No matter where we are put through pure hell. Go ahead.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest,
Come on.
but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart
A trembling heart. Come on.
and failing of eyes
Come on.
and sorrow of mind.
And sorrow of mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be tough. Like, people ask, how was those black people caught? Like, how? We were powerful people. The Lord did that, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord took away that bravery and that courage you think you had and gave you a what? A trembling what?
A trembling heart
Uh-huh.
and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
That's who did that, man. You know what I'm saying? The other nations didn't have the power that the Lord put us through this hell we going through. Because why? We broke our part of the contract. You understand? It's our fault. All right? Anything else on that? What verse you on?
66.
Give me 66. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee,
Uh-huh.
and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
Let me tell you something, man. When our people were being hunted on the west coast of Africa, every night they had to run and flee for being scared of being captured. You know what I'm saying? Every night, every day. This was a constant thing. They had no ease over there. You know what I'm saying? Because why? We didn't keep these commandments, man. We didn't keep these commandments. And these devils, man, they waited till we was having dinner. Till we were all just in our, chilling. Came and overthrew us. Burned down our villages. You know what I'm saying? Ransacked and separated our families. And shipped us off.
That's like if I
Go
may.
ahead,
And what made that easy was when he read earlier about thy daughters giving it, to the oppressors, to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? What parent would not do for their kids?
Right.
What parent would not do anything to spare the life of their child or themselves? You know what I'm saying? So once, like he was saying, like we was just chilling, having dinner, and they came and ransacked us. You know what I'm saying? We was too full or even too drunk to even try to defend ourselves.
Right.
So once they captured the kids and they got a knife to their throat or whatever, you submit. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy for them to get us like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like they used the children, you know what I'm saying, to help further us to submit, but it was all because, we failed to obey the Lord.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, the scripture says that who can bind a strong man, well, who can enter a strong man's house without first binding a strong man? You bind a strong man, you know what I'm saying, if you can get to him first. But if you can get to his child first, you know what I'm saying, the strong man is going to submit because he does not want his children hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that kept us, and that made us work diligently on their plantation. That made us work to a point to where we broke our backs and messed up our hands and our knees trying to please these people to keep our children safe because they told us, you know what I'm saying, well, if you work for me 3 years, you know what I'm saying, I'll let you go and you can go meet your children.
Right.
So what you think the slaves are gonna do? They gonna work till they bones showing in their hands. All of the hope of that of the oppressor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, well, I get to get back to my children. You know what I'm saying, if I just work for him for a little bit. But you know what happened at the end of those 3 years? Kept them there.
Right.
And use another tactic on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
No, most high in Christ, his brother hand. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? And if our people understood that, even today, we'd be better off. You know what I'm saying? Even if we can get past love and oppressor, we can get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? All right. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Who did it?
The Lord
Uh-huh.
shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, the word Egypt, the real name of the place is called Mizraim. Egypt is synonymous with bondage. That's what Egypt means. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying that we shall come, he's going to bring us back into Egypt, into slavery, with what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Cargo slave ships, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
But, hold on, before we go on. What all people were put on slave ships?
Black men and women and children.
Who else?
Slaki, if I made the other 12 tribes.
Give that brother a hand. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to that, okay? You know what I'm saying? But keep going.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies,
To our friends,
your enemies,
our co-workers,
your enemies,
our neighbors,
your enemies.
our enemies, man. The Bible is clearly calling these people our enemies. How do we expect as a people to rise in the land of our enemies? We can't unless we turn back to our power. That's the only way we can come back to being number one, is if we come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You understand? You're not supposed to be equal to your enemy while you're in their land. There's a social status that must take place when other nations are all together. Someone has to be on the top and somebody has to be on the bottom. There can be no equality, or that nation wouldn't prosper. The people on top, our oppressor, he'll tell you that, hey, we're going to make you equal. But he knows that his kingdom cannot prosper if we were equal.
Right.
Somebody has to be the second-class citizen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who's going to pick them strawberries?
Right.
Who cleaning toilets at white kids' high school?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who's doing that?
Who clean up all these flowers?
You know what I'm saying? They know that. But they put the illusion in our mind that we can be equal. And our people, we fall for the pump fake every time. Every time we off our feet. You know what I'm saying? You cannot build, and it's the same thing when the kingdom of heaven comes. There will be a people on top, and there will be a people on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? The people on top, they're going to enjoy the kingdom. Like white people are not going to enjoy heaven. Just stay heaven, enjoy it.
Right.
While we as slaves, from not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, we the ones who do the jobs that white people don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a horrible job that pays a lot of money, a white man do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If the job sucks but it pays a lot of money, the white man do that.
Like the oil business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you out in the oil fields or on the oil mines, like, that's a dirty job. You know what I'm saying? But you bringing home $150,000 a year.
Right.
So just imagine what the boss with the suit, bringing home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of those jobs, the oppressor does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it pays damn good.
Right.
But you don't see them getting dirty on the back of those trash trucks, though.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's like, if I may, do you got Exodus 22?
No, man. Here?
22?
No. You want to put it on?
Also, I'm gonna bring out this scripture, to let people know that we wasn't led back to the actual Egypt. You know what I'm saying? This is Exodus.
I got that.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. You better read.
This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
All right. Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. And it reads, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So it was only one group of people that was led out of the land of Egypt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows that was the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So, keep going, sir.
Come on. Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So, the house of bondage is associated with the land of Egypt.
Right.
Because when we were in Egypt, we were under bondage. We were in bondage. We was in slavery. So when it says that he will lead us into captivity, or lead us into to Egypt again with ships, you know what I'm saying? He's prophesying, or he's telling us that we're gonna go back into slavery in ships. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that we're going back to back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need a ship to go from Jerusalem to Egypt. That's a if you look at Google Maps, that's probably like a 100-mile trip on land. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to get on a ship or a boat or anything to go back to Egypt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is letting you know that, you know what I'm saying, as far as the transatlantic slave trade, when we got here, we were under bondage.
Right.
So this is the house of bondage. This is what we would call Egypt today, as far as bondage goes or slavery goes.
That's right.
That's all I got.
Now, most time Christ, your brother brought the geography. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? If I could, can you read this for me, just to add on to the point? This is from the book called "The Black Image in the White in the White Mind." The oppressor, Salakia, did a 100-year study on black people, and this is what he came up with. Go ahead.
In Crania
Egyptica.
Egyptica, published in 1844.
Now there was a magazine that studied the cranes, what do you call it, the head size of different skulls and all that of crania of different races. Go ahead.
Khan. Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological
He
evidence
pointed out that our skulls and the archaeological evidence, the pottery and all that, the different things that they find. Go ahead.
the archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes.
We are not the same people as those Hamites. Go ahead.
As abolitionists and colonizationists had maintained,
Come on.
and that in fact blacks had been relegated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt
So,
as
hold on. That blacks have been what?
blacks had been relegated to the same servile
The
position
blacks in America have been regulated to the same servile position. Go ahead.
in ancient Egypt as in modern America.
As in ancient Egypt, same thing we did in ancient Egypt, we're doing it today. We're those same people. Egypt means bondage, means slavery. And the white man knows that that was us back then, and it's us doing it now.
That's right.
You understand? We built Egypt, and we're building his modern America right now. You know what I'm saying? We have to get back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments so they can build our kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Throw it out. Give me, keep reading that scripture out. Salakia.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
Slave man,
and bondwomen,
slave woman.
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy you is old Quaker English for no man shall save you. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Black Panther, the Civil Rights Movement, anything you could name that tried to help us, we still remain in this hell today. JFK, like black people really love JFK, you know what I'm saying? He was the golden boy. But guess what? He ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can't come out this hell unless the Lord annul it. It's on him. He has to remove his hand from it. You know what I'm saying? And the way we can beseech him to do that is what?
Follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Give brother a hand. He been paying attention. My boy YAHANNA. All right.
And Salaki, if I
Go ahead,
may, to add on to that, and that further proves that the so-called Jew man today is not the children of Israel.
That's right.
Because his state was established in 1942 or 1943
48.
or 48, you know what I'm saying, after World War II. You know what I'm saying? Which means that a man bought him, a man saved him because America went to bat for him and the allies of America went back. That was one of the reasons for the war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when this country went to bat for them, you know what I'm saying, they gave them their land, they gave them their state. You know what I'm saying? They are part of the, what you call it, the G4, G10 summit. Whatever, they have a seat in there. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native, we don't have a seat. The Hamites, they got a seat.
We got several seats.
They got several seats.
Right.
But blacks, we don't have a seat.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I got.
No, give that brother a hand. Hey, that was heavy, y'all. That was heavy. You know what I'm saying? That was heavy because We don't have a seat because we don't have a nation.
Right.
You can't be in the summit without a nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are a lost people in another land. So therefore, we have to turn back to our God. The Zephaniah 2:1 says, read that for me, Zephaniah 2:1, Salaki. Zephaniah 2:1. We got to bring our people back, come back together as a people to be a nation. Go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
Zephaniah? Put it for me, Zephaniah 2:1, Salaki.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Gather them up.
Gather yourselves together.
Uh-huh.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are not desired anywhere we are right now.
Right.
No matter what part of earth we are ridiculed and hated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the scripture says we got to gather ourselves together, O ye nation. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to sit in their summit. We want to gather ourselves up and sit in our own kingdom. Have our own, you know what I'm saying? Have them under us.
Right.
That's the summit we're looking for. Summoning them to our boots. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. We want these other nations to serve us. We want to be king. We want to be crowned. We want to be rulers. We have to get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the truth is good for people because you teach people to do right and to seek the kingdom, right? In the UPK, we teach brothers to be rulers. You know what I'm saying? We're building the 144,000 in the UPK.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Under Commander General YAHANNA. That's what we're doing here. So we want that position of power. We don't want to sit at their summit. We want them to bring us their riches.
Right.
Build this house up. Maybe go clean my toilet out in the back. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go build my daughter a swing set.
Right. Mr. Lock, if I may, and blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we can't be fooled by the crumbs that they're giving us.
No sign of Christ, right?
You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, some of us got, you know, degrees, we got our house, got a little money, got a couple cars, you know what I'm saying? We can go look in our closet and pick out some fine linens. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fooled by that because you still are beneath their foot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, everybody knows Michael Jordan. He's rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? But when he tried to get they fought like hell to not have him buy a house in this certain country club. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's Michael Jordan, he's one of the greatest athletes on the planet. But in that white community, he was still not accepted. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be fooled by the crumbs that they're giving us, man, because that's still not rulership.
Right.
Rulership is when we can kill somebody and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the judges are on our side,
Right.
and the police are on our side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or we can go, you know what I'm saying, make a false report and saying, not saying that we'll do that because
we're
we're righteous.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I get you saying, no sweat.
you know, I can knock on your door and say, hey man, your radio is too loud, I'm calling the cops, and then they come arrest your whole family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got a little cock radio playing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm making it seem like, you know, what Karen do, you know what I'm saying? I can call the police on your little kids selling water outside, and the whole SWAT team come down on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the position we need to be in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I got.
No, great point. And if I could, give me Ecclesiastes 7:7. The brother made such a good point. Where those crumbs turn our back on our own people. You know, you got brothers who go to these schools, these diplomas. They send these stimulus checks out to us. And it's crazy. Right when we start loving each other and coming together,
Right.
the white man throws it out to them and we turn our back on each other. Read that for me.
Right. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Make what?
Maketh a wise man mad.
I was reading this book we're finna bring out. It's called The Black Holocaust. And I had to stop reading it because I was getting frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ordeal that our people had to go through.
Right.
Our sisters, man, the things that they was dealing with, man, I had to close the book. I didn't get halfway through it. You know what I'm saying? Which we're going to do a part 2 on it at another time, yo. But go ahead.
Con. And a gift destroyeth the heart.
That gift that the white man give you, that the oppressor give you, you know what I'm saying? That sets us back. Because he give you a gift and you give him your allegiance.
Right.
You give him your love and your heart. You know what I'm saying? And you turn your back on your people. These people who are millionaires, our black people millionaires, they hate black people.
Right.
Like Oprah has enough money to where she can heal down to every Negro in this country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she can't. She don't want to do that because she turned her back on us. She had the same issue that happened with Michael Jordan when she went to Europe and went to some fancy, like I won't say it's Gucci, something like that, like a designer store.
Mm-hmm.
They would not let her in.
Right.
It's not because she didn't have the money. Oprah's a millionaire. It's because she is a Negro.
Right.
You
They
know
knew
what I'm
who
saying?
she was,
They know.
so.
They know. Everybody know Oprah is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know. But because she's a Negro, I'm tell you something. The lowest white man thinks they're better than Oprah.
Right.
The lowest white woman thinks they're better than Oprah. And that's how they supposed to. That's their people. And me, in my house, we feel the same way about Black, Hispanic, Native Indians.
That's right.
We are above everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you love your people. That's how you love your nation. All right? Did you done with that scripture shot? Come on, that's right, 32 and 26. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 26.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
I said, I would scatter them into corners.
I would what?
I would scatter them into corners.
The Lord is going to scatter us into corners, man. When we get dispersed to these different nations, you know what I'm saying? We are scattered all over the earth. Go ahead.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
From what?
From among men.
The Lord made our remembrance to now. We don't think we Israelites. We don't think we're God's chosen people. We think we're Negroes, wetbacks, you know what I'm saying, and any other byword or silly name that they want to call us,
Right.
except being the Lord's chosen people. Say something with this. Say something for my foot. Find a scripture right quick.
Yeah, Khan. Read that one more time for me.
Khan. Verse 26. I said, I would scatter them into corners. I would make them the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
So everything that we know about ourselves, like we don't remember no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't remember that we were great
Right.
in Israel. We don't remember when we was great in Europe.
Right.
We don't remember when we was great at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we read about, you know what I'm saying, when Solomon had the kingdom together and how great the nation was, but we don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? To most people now, that's just a story in the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all they remember about that is Bathsheba. They love Bathsheba more than they
Right.
love Solomon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because oh yeah, Bathsheba, she put Solomon on. She tamed Solomon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the depiction that we get. We get this strong black African woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That raises up a black man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If I may, right quick, just to take it off such a high of the kingdom, let's bring it a little bit lower. We can't remember the clothes we used to wear. We can't
Right.
remember our culture. We can't remember a language. We can't remember our God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy for that same God to put us through this. We can't remember Him to correct it. You know what I'm saying? We started serving another God when that other God told us this is what we're supposed to be in. This slavery.
Right.
This is what we were born to be in. You know what I'm saying? But our power told us there's a way out of this. You know what I'm saying? So this slavery they put us in, it took away every bit of our knowledge of our forefathers, who we were. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what you're bringing out is heavy because the so-called Jewish man, he did remember and he knows what we did and he acts like that was his history.
I'll tell you something. Well said. Well said.
Right.
The oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. You know what I'm saying? Our sin caused him to be in the position he's in right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our sin caused them to get our records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the pocket phone? You got a pocket phone yet? Give me Judith 5 and 20. You know what I'm saying? Because of our sin, they know that they could handle us. You know what I'm saying? They knew they could destroy us. Judith 5 and 20.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20 in the Apocrypha. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and
If I may, let me give you a little background right quick. So we got this army general. He's ready to attack Israel, right? So one of his men under him came and told him. He broke down a whole history of who we are and all that.
Right.
So he was telling this general this. Now, read from verse 20.
Khan. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
It's crazy how the other nations know our contract we got with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful and great we were. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew it was our power that protected us.
Right.
I think this brother, he's from Ammon, right? What you read, he's Ammonite. You know what I'm saying? I guess a Japanese. He's a Kakarite. So he knew that if we sin, let's go get them. We can destroy them right now. You understand? Go ahead.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah, let's go and handle them. If they sinning, we can destroy them, take over. We can fight and pillage, rape, loot, and plunder. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
There be what?
if there be no iniquity in their
But
nation,
if there be no sin in their nation, go ahead.
let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Man, look, my Lord, you need to leave them people alone. Let's go do something else. Because they Lord gonna come down and defend them. And they Lord is that nigga. Like other nations know that our power is real. You know what I'm saying? Think about the hell we live in today. Man, Negroes eat pork, you know what I'm saying? Catfish, we out here faded up, cutting our beards off, we sleep with white women. That's all planned and plotted. That's all planned out. The more we do that, the longer the white man the oppressor stay in power. When we gather ourselves as a nation and come back to our power, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, then we will take over the earth. You know what I'm saying? These other nations know this. They know our history, they know our power, they know all of these things. They feed us these lies. Like the Christian church is so big right now because these other nations know that controls us. You know what I'm saying? But if we ever got back to these scriptures of our own, we will grow as a nation. All right? I'll give you Jeremiah 17:4 right quick. You know what I'm saying? If I made the scripture we read before that was Deuteronomy 32:26, because I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna serve these enemies and not know who the hell we are. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy not knowing who we are because the only remedy to fix all this is knowing who we are and getting back to our culture. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
That's how I Christ. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get back to the law, statutes, and commandments. So
Shalak, if I made an add to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what makes that true is because when you ask a black, Hispanic, or Native American man or woman, you know, where you from? Well, I'm from Louisiana. Like, nah, where you from?
Right.
Like, where your people from? Well, as far as I know is, you know, my great-great-great-great-grandpa was a slave in Mississippi. You know, they came from Virginia somewhere. That's all we know. But when you ask an oppressor or ask anybody else, oh, my dad's German and he came from this, such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? They can go all the way back to the motherland, the homeland.
Don't let the African ask African, because he's going to tell you.
Down to the dirt tribe.
The dirt or the dude who ate before he got here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's going to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? They can go back to their culture where we wear kilts. You know, men wear skirts in some of those nations. You know what I'm saying? High skirts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if they pick up something off the ground, you know, you're going to see everything. You know what I'm saying? But they can date back and go back, and most of these holidays, or their culture's holidays. Like
Right.
St. Patrick's Day is a Celtic holiday.
Right.
So that's why you see people wearing kilts, little skirts, wearing green, walking around drinking beer, because that's their culture. But black people, we celebrate it right with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a day off of work and I can go get drunk.
Matter of fact, we celebrate those days harder than them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like Christmas now, you got whole black families all wearing the same pajamas. You know?
Right,
Like,
right,
come on,
right.
man, come on, fam.
Right.
Come
You
on.
got you 42 years old, you got a minion uniform.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? All for the sake of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to get back to our culture. Like we just had a high holy day and we got another one coming up real soon. Those are the things that we should be looking forward to.
Right.
And you can find all of those in the Leviticus 23rd chapter. You know what I'm saying? Those are the holidays or high holy days, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord has ordained for us to do, for us to participate in.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we keep that culture alive in the UPK. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it comes.
We keep that alive. We just had a feast day for
Oh,
last
okay.
week. You know what I'm saying?
Last
Sisters came here and threw down the Feast of Tabernacles. You know what I'm saying? So let's see the prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade in the Bible. We're going to see that right quick. All right, give me Joel 3. Joel 3. Matter of fact, let me correct this first. Give me Black Indians right quick. We keep saying the transatlantic slave trade, and you know, because of textbooks in America and what we're taught raising up, we think, you know, 1619 is when it started. You know what I'm saying? But no, that is a lie. Go ahead up.
All right, this book is called Black Indians by William Loren Katz. We're on page 27, second paragraph. The Christopher Columbus, whose unique seamanship and courage had opened the Americas to European penetration, also began the transatlantic slave trade.
Also did what?
Also began the transatlantic slave trade.
Christopher Columbus also began the transatlantic slave trade. Now this was 200 years before African or so-called Negroes went into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Remember I asked you earlier who all was put on slave ships? It was all the other tribes too. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Kanamakan. He started by shipping 10 chained Arawak men and women to Seville, Spain.
Good night.
In 1498, he wrote enthusiastically to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella about the business possibilities.
Like he wrote, he was so happy he wrote back to them, man, we can enslave these niggas, you know what I'm saying? We can do our thing with them and make money. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Kanamakan. From here, in the name of the blessed Trinity,
Good night. In the name of the what?
the blessed Trinity,
Good night. Go ahead.
we can send all the slaves that can be sold. When he loaded 1,100 Taino men and women aboard 4 Spanish ships.
He took, when he first started, he took 10. But now he saw the money he could make, he took how many?
1,100.
1,100. I ain't no math major. I can't even carry the one, you know what I'm saying? But he stepped his numbers up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The crowding and the stormy Atlantic crossing took a fearful toll.
Right?
Only 300 survived.
So he started with 1,100 because the boats were so crowded. You know what I'm saying? People died. How many survived?
300.
And only 300 made it. The oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Go ahead.
But Columbus and Spain had decided to continue the profitable slave trade from the Americas.
Right. So he continued it. That wasn't going to stop him. All those brothers and sisters dying, that wasn't a problem for him. All he saw was dollar signs and power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the hands of the deaths of our people. So the transatlantic slave trade did not start in 1619. 1492, when Columbus set sail to the Americas, is when the transatlantic slave trade started. These was our brothers that they sent and it's back over there. You know what I'm saying?
That's like, and this
Go
is
ahead.
also when sex trafficking started too. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't just sending the men over there to work and do this and do that. they was, you know, they saw how fair and fine that the women were, and how sick they habits are, that they were selling these women or giving some of these women to their crewmen. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why only 300 survived, because they got other cargo on those ships too, and they rather save that gold or that sugar that they was bringing over there, because they was bringing that they was transporting also, because we can always go back and get some more slaves.
Right.
The sugar, gold, and whatever resources that they had on those ships were valued more than human lives at that time. You know what I'm saying? And so when they start shipping those women off, man, hey man, we got y'all
Right.
under our power, so we can do whatever we want with you.
I'm tell you something. The word has spread so bad of the vileness of these devils of raping these women. You know what I'm saying? Like it has spread throughout the tribe that these devils was taking and handling our women. That's how their name preceded them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew we had to get away from these people. That's why it said, I was saying earlier, like all night, type of night, man. We was running through the night to not get caught by them. All right. So we're gonna read this process of the transatlantic slave trade. Go ahead, Joel 3, chapter 1. I mean verse 1.
Come on, you got it.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and
The
Jerusalem,
Lord is gonna bring it back to these people's mind of what they've done to us. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations
Mm-hmm.
and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat
Uh-huh.
and will plead with them there for my people
Mm-hmm.
and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations
Right.
and parted my land.
All right, come on.
Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people
What's cast lots?
to shoot dice.
They shoot dice. They betting. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And have given a boy for an harlot
Uh-huh.
and sold a girl for wine,
And so the what? Mm-hmm.
that they might drink.
Think about this. Like for me personally, I have 3 daughters, and I'm raising them to be princesses, right? Like I tell my oldest daughter, she just started school, so every day when I drop her off, I say, "Remember, be a princess today." You know what I'm saying? Because one day I'm going to receive a dowry from her. You know what I'm saying? And the work that I put in, you know, will make that bag look like something, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it, you do all that work, but then someone comes and just trades her for a bottle of wine. And they drink it right then and throw it away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me,
Mm-hmm.
O Tyre
Mm-hmm.
and Zidon,
Tyre and Zidon. Go ahead.
and all the coasts of Palestine?
Tyre and Zion. African Hamite nations. Palestine. Arabs. Come on.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Recompense.
Salakia, a recompense?
Mm-hmm.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your head, your own head.
Right. Come on.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the great Grecians,
So into the oppressors. Go ahead.
that ye might remove them far from their border.
We move far from our border, man. And we put into these, and we scattered into these other nations, man. And the Lord has not forgotten that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna read a little history on the transatlantic slave trade. All right. So we're going to the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. Read page 84. This is how we got into Africa. You know what I'm saying?
This book is called From Babylon to Timbuktu. by Rudolph Windsor. Page 84, second paragraph. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Right.
In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state
Mm-hmm.
with great slaughter.
With what?
With great slaughter.
Come on.
During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and
Atrocity.
atrocities, Salakia, were committed against the residue of the people.
Now, these devils destroyed us. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Khan. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
How many?
1 million Jews fled into Africa.
This is how a large sum of us went into Africa. You know what I'm saying? 1 million just a big number. It's not an accurate number, but it just means a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? We all fled into Africa, and therefore we migrated across Africa. You know what I'm saying? We got some who stay on the east, and many of us went to the west coast. You know what I'm saying? Give me page 90.
Khan. This is page 90, the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm.
The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
Now, while we were in Africa, the what?
Had an advantage over the African tribes.
Now, we moved into these people's land, but yet we started doing better than them. Go ahead.
They carried their culture,
Mm-hmm.
history, laws, and written records with them.
Right. Go ahead.
This assured them that a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization.
And that's saying because our laws make us better than them. You know what I'm saying? Our culture makes us better than them. Go ahead.
Khan. Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the
Thomas.
autoconquers.
Mm-hmm. Get that brother hand. You know what I'm saying? Get that brother hand. I like you. Go ahead,
Population.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes. The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people.
They were what?
Industrious and skillful people.
Come on.
In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, language interpreters, mathematicians, jewelers, sculptors, masons, carpenters, painters of art,
Good night.
goldsmiths, leather workers,
What?
potters, armorers, saddlers, blacksmiths, agriculturalists, etc.
Now, you can imagine Ham being pissed off at us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We came in and started shining on their land. We came
Right.
in, the brother just went on a list of all the things that was found in our people, right? Then you look at Ham, they blowing the backside of a cow out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or swimming in cow piss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, of course they be mad at us. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to show how we got into Africa and what made those Africans not like us. You know what I'm saying? All right, give me the Black Holocaust, page 15. We went to Africa and we shine. You know what I'm saying?
This is the Black Holocaust for Beginners by S.E. Anderson. Page 15.
The yellow part first.
Bottom of the page.
No, the other part.
When the newly formed European nations finally began to get their political and economic act together in the
Right.
1400s, they set out on a world mission of invasions for plundering.
So when the white man got his money, his money, his mind, and all that right, then they said, man, let's go out in the world and start taking over. You know what I'm saying? They got back in their spirit. Let's go out and rape and pillage and plunder. You know what I'm saying? Read that next part for me. Yes, sir.
It says, remember, Africa traded with the Americas. It didn't invade them.
It didn't what?
It didn't invade them.
That is a very, very important part to know. There's a myth that thinks that the white man went into those jungles with their little musket guns and was rounding Negroes up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is not the truth. The white man got in cahoots with the African, and he sent the Africans in there to get us.
Right.
The Africans knew exactly where we were.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, go ahead.
So like, if I may, it's just like how when you watch National Geographic today, you know what I'm saying? You got those Africans riding those white men around in jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hunting rhinos and elephant tusks and giraffes. You know what I'm saying? The same way. You know what I'm saying? They not out there. You know what I'm saying? Navigating and doing it. They having the Hamites doing it. The Hamites. Oh yeah. At this certain time, the rhino is right here.
Right.
Or at this time, you know, the lions are sitting right here. So they just driving around. Okay, we're gonna have to go to the river and wait.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In those Range Rovers.
In those Range Rovers, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right, man. That's exactly what it is. Like, they use, well, I don't say use, but they some close to each other. They on the same team.
Right.
To come and get us. The Africans talk to them, hey, wait till it's dinner time, then we go in there and get them. He taught the white man that. Then the white man, they all start doing the group together as the white man and Africans go throughout and catch our people. All right? Give me verse in page 16.
Page 16. The European men of those days were acutely aware that it was an African partnership in trade that opened the gate to new forms of European economic expansion.
You understand that? The white man knew that he couldn't do this without the African being on his team.
Right.
He knew that. So therefore, he joined up with the Africans, you know what I'm saying, to come and get us. Anything else on that?
Lie, son.
All right. Give me 21.
Come, page 21. By the mid-17th century, Jewish merchants bought a large share of the slaves transported by the Dutch West India Company and then retailed them to the Portuguese planters on credit, arousing complaints of high interest rates. David Bryan Davis.
You know, there's a stereotype that says the Jewish people, like, they're penny pinchers. You know what I'm saying? They're very stingy, very cheap, and they want the best deal. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is where it comes from. Like, the people who show to the earth that they have like the saddest history. We put in ovens, we did this here, but y'all played a major role in the most heinous act in all of history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that goes to show you that the devil has no compassion for nobody. If you felt bad about what Hitler did to your people and all that, then you and have no compassion for us at all, you are the devil the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And your whatever you want to call it was only for 4 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus our 400 plus years.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all got a tattoo with a number on it. Okay.
Right.
That's fine, but y'all don't have whips on y'all backs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have generations of distraught people.
Right. Matter of fact, your great grandma might got a number put on her, but we passed down depression, which every generation that comes from us. You know what I'm saying? It's in our blood. You know what I'm saying?
And they getting reparation for it.
Good night. Give me Jews selling blacks. We're gonna come back to that book. Start at page 5. Go ahead.
All right, this book is called The Jews Selling Blacks. This is by the Nation of Islam.
And if I may, this book came out because, if I'm not mistaken, Farrakhan had a beef with a so-called Jewish man at one time, and they didn't want him to bring this book out, but he ended up doing it. You know what I'm saying? And this book is heavy. It shows who played the role. Start at page 5. Read everything perfect.
This is page 5. This book presents disturbing evidence of American Jewish participation in the black African slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish merchants from all over the world participated in the inhumane trade and black human beings.
You know what? Society tries to put us together for some reason. They always trying to say the special relationship between black people and the so-called Jewish man. Like they want us to get along, but we ain't forgot this history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Kana Wakan. Often dominating some of the most important slave trading markets.
The Jewish man dominated most of slave trading. Go ahead.
Markets.
The water.
Second paragraph. Jews were twice as likely as the general population of American whites to own Africans.
Twice as
Good
likely.
night.
You know what I'm saying? The Jewish men are here getting paper. Go ahead.
Bottom of the page. Nevertheless, in marketing the products of slave labor and supplying plantations with items of commerce, even buying and selling whole plantations along with the slaves, Jewish merchants helped make slavery profitable in America.
Right. The Jewish man was the beginning of slavery making big bucks. Go ahead.
Kana Wakan. Jews were primarily merchants in America, and as a group, Jews had developed a highly advanced and unparalleled business.
On what? It was highly advanced in what?
An unparalleled business.
What the so-called Jewish man was doing, no other people were able to compete with them at the time. Go ahead.
Financial and mercantile network wherein slaves and the products of slave labor found a ready market and worldwide distribution.
Come on.
Yellow.
There was a ready market, not getting purple, and worldwide distribution. Like these so-called Jewish men are just about the same devil as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't show lax off of them because of what they say they've been through. You know what I'm saying? They've done us just like every other nation has before. Go ahead.
Kana Wakan, page 7 at the bottom of the page. The Jewish slave dealers distinguished whether their black human chattel are colored or mulatto.
Or what?
Or colored or mulatto.
They had it down to a T of how to sell Negroes. You know what I'm saying? You were described, you were shown what kind of skills you had. You know what I'm saying? Like slavery was serious. Like the white man writes down everything. Every name of every slave that came over here was written down. On what ship they came in, what time the ship came in, with the cargo, all that. This is, and for some reason, black people think the white man just went there and just took a group of niggas and threw them on the ship.
Right.
No, it don't work like that. This is big money. You know what I'm saying? This is what insurance started at. You know what I'm saying? So the white man, to keep up with his profit and what he's making, he's writing it all down. Go ahead, Doc.
Kana Wakan. Foreign-born Africans.
So you was separate. You was I guess your attributes are categorized as being you was a mulatto, you was a dark skin, you was a foreign-born Negro, or you was born over here Negro. Go ahead.
Or native Negroes, and much of this black merchandise is warranted, sober, and honest, of good character, and documented as having made no attempts to run away.
So on your tag that's on you, it's gonna say, oh, he's a darker, he's born over here. He likes to drink a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But he won't run away. Like
that sounds like the NFL Combine.
It's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They gonna write all your stats down. You know what I'm saying? Like the devil the Bible speaks of. Go ahead, Doc.
One group of blacks for sale is advertised to have had just one previous owner.
It's Carfax.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Golly.
Like that's why I say this. Slavery was serious. It wasn't something they just decided to do. The white man is meticulous, man. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to pitch something to the next white man to get that bread from him. He know it. Like this young girl, man, look, she's 14. She know how to work in that kitchen. You know what I'm saying? She might be a little headstrong and might run away, but she'll clean and all that for you. You ain't gonna want her, but you gonna want the one on her tag that says, you know what I'm saying? Come get her. She ain't gonna run away. She gonna clean. She gonna shut them off. You know what I'm saying? That's part of business. And slavery was a business. Is that it? Any on purpose? Go ahead.
Page 8, top of the page. Well, to finish on 7, Jewish brokers received commissions on their slaves.
Good night.
One offering special terms for Negroes, bond with interest and security, payable in 1 year. Black slaves on layaway. Synagogue officials and even rabbis sold black people. Rabbi Jacob Levin sold 22 likely Negroes for investment purposes. He states in his ad, long before the Nazis forced Jews to wear yellow stars, Jewish police were threatening Charleston blacks with corporal punishment if they did not present their slave badges to any white man who asked.
So the same hell that we went through, they wanted to be treated differently. But they, you know what I'm saying? Like, the devil has no compassion for nobody but themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't exclude the so-called Jewish man from this. His role was heavy. You know what I'm saying? His role pushed slavery to the forefront of everything. His role made slavery the biggest moneymaker in all of history. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go back to the Black Holocaust. 24. Give me Psalms 83 and 5, right?
This is the Black Holocaust, page 24, top of the page. The point we're trying to make here is not that the French or Portuguese or European or Americans, Jews or Arabs, etc., were primarily responsible for the slave trade, but that no country or religious group was exempt. Europeans of all nationalities, ethnicities, and religions, Africans of all nationalities, ethnicities, and religions, Arabs of all nationalities, ethnicities, and religions.
So if I may, it just named the 3 key players that we read about in Joel. You know what I'm saying? The Europeans, Africans, and the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 nations came together and were the forerunners of the transatlantic slave trade. Go ahead.
They were all involved.
They were what?
They were all involved. They were also blinded by greed that, to varying degrees, they all shared in the Holocaust of Africa and its people.
There you go. Give me Psalms 83 and 5.
Khan
They are
Khan.
on the same team against us. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are what?
Have consulted together with one consent.
The Europeans, the Africans, and the Arabs, they all consulted together with one consent against us. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee.
They are what?
They are confederate against thee.
They're all on the same team against us, against God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? All right, give me page 49.
Connor Wakar. This is page 49. By the 1600s, the people were on the alert for the white invader, or the Arab invader, or the African trader.
Like, once word got around, you knew, man. Watch that. If you see some white people run, see some Arabs run,
Right.
and they're saying African trader because they're saying, you know, they saying like it's African versus African, but no, it's African versus Hebrew. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We knew to watch out for these people, otherwise we'd be caught up and shipped off.
Right.
Families separated. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, if I may, they call them traders is because, like I said earlier, when we fled into Africa,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, we went to a place where we blended in, you know what I'm saying, skin color wise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if say for instance, like if you was to rob a bank or you commit a crime or something and you on the run, you know what I'm saying, if you in Houston, okay, well, or if you in California, wherever, you're not gonna run to Beverly Hills and hide out. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So where
Right.
you gonna go? You're gonna go to Watts, Inglewood. You're gonna go where somebody that looks just like you. And so when they come up, they gonna look at everybody and was like, okay, where you at? They all look the same.
Right.
That's why you get pulled over in the streets, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, you get pulled over and say, oh, you fit the description of a suspect that we're
Right.
looking for. You know what I'm saying?
He between 5'1" and 6'7"
Right.
with a Nike hat on.
With a Nike hat on,
With Nikes on.
driving a car. No,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
No sweat. Is it on that?
Kind of one is it?
No sweat. So read that one more time for me if you could, Bob.
Kind of one. By the 1600s, people were people were on the alert for the white invader, or the Arab invader, or the African trader.
Read that 83 and 5 one time.
Khan. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
Right?
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against you, man. And we had to watch out for these people. Otherwise, it was our life. All right? Give me page 66. Start with 79 first. We go up to
79.
Yes, sir.
It's page 79, top right part of the page. Good ships, Jesus, the gift of God, the liberty, the justice, the black boy, the brotherhood, the African glory, Africa, and hundreds of others from Arab kingdoms.
Africa and hundreds of others from Arab kingdom. Go ahead.
Sweden,
Come on.
Holland, France, Spain, Portugal, England, and the United States were nothing
White
but
people. So he named again Arabs, Africans, and the white nations. Go ahead,
were nothing but floating dungeons.
So those ships that we put on, those floating dungeons, those three nations, main nations, you know what I'm saying, was confederate against us. Give me, is that it? Give me 66, please. I just threw this in because I wanted you to hear what was in their minds while they was trying to negotiate for black people and slaves. Go ahead. Yes, you could. Read the top first.
Page 66. On negotiating the selling of African captives.
So he about to read what the methods they had of negotiating between each other about the Israelites. Go ahead.
Khan. Negotiations were often protracted. Prices and exchanges fluctuated greatly. Traders, Africans, clients, local chiefs, and their retinues all had to be satisfied.
Right. So although we're selling these Africans, you're gonna need food to get them back to America. So our shelves, you know what I'm saying, everything that you need, we got it, but it's already protracted. So you get us this amount of money, you can have all this. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Khan. Nor was it simply a matter of agreeing on a price.
Right.
Slave trading on the coast developed its own conventions, rituals, and etiquette, all of which had to be observed.
Right.
Gifts were offered and accepted.
Right.
Drinks and smokes exchanged. Food cooked and consumed together. Sometimes violence and bloodshed terminated proceedings. Generally, however, at the point of contact between black and white, the slave trade was a well-established routine with its own protracted code of conduct, which provided the essential lubricant for a potentially abrasive commerce.
Right. So basically, they had a system and methods of trading our people. You understand? Like some of us get traded, like it's a convention. Everybody come to one room and have a convention of selling Negroes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get back to our culture, to serving the laws, statutes, and commandments, serving our power, so this never happens again. You know what I'm saying? Give me Deuteronomy 28:1, and be the last Christian. Hit on that. That's good. Be the last Christian.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
All right, now read the first part for me again.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you listen carefully to the Lord, to the voice of the Lord thy God, you know what I'm saying? Just like if you know what I'm saying, you listen diligently to your parents, you know what I'm saying? This is what's gonna happen. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Do it say some of his commandments?
all his commandments,
Just the ones that we feel comfortable with doing, the ones I don't agree with, I ain't got to worry about.
all his
Go
commandments,
ahead.
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if you do everything that the Lord tell you to do, the Lord is going to set you on high above all the people on the face of this earth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be known. You're gonna be recognized as the best people on the earth. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna steal your culture and portray it as their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not gonna steal your styles. You know what I'm saying? Or steal your matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know breakdancing come from Israelites,
Right.
but the best recognized and known breakdance team are the Jabberwockers,
Mm-hmm.
and they all Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like when I watch the Olympics, especially like track and field, man, the only nation that didn't have a black person running for them or Israelite running for them was China.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all those other nations had somebody black running for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know who we are. We don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like how your parent would say, they give you a choice. This is the choice if you listen.
Right.
So when your parents say, okay, well, if you come from home from school on time, if you do your homework, clean your room, and you bring home good grades, okay, I'll buy you that PlayStation.
Right.
I'll buy you that dirt bike. You know what I'm saying? I'll post you on my Facebook as the best kid in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you go down to 15, you know what I'm saying? When they say when you don't listen, then this was what's gonna happen. I'm gonna
Right.
beat your butt. I'm gonna take your phone. I'm gonna take your clothes. You're gonna have to wear these Walmart shoes instead of these Jordans that I bought you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make a public display out of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? None of your friends gonna want to be hanging with you no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you sit on high, everybody want to be around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be around the popular kid, or the kid that got. You know what I'm saying? He's considered one of the best dressed. He got the, you know what I'm saying? Versace shirt, Gucci shirt. You know what I'm saying? Got a Gucci hat, Gucci slides, or some Jordans on,
Right.
or some red bottom sneakers on. Everybody want to hang around that kid. Got a little money in his pocket. But nobody want to hang around that dude that smell like he ain't took a bath in 2 days.
Right.
Shirt hanging off of him, pants too big on him, got 2 holes in his shoes and his socks. Nobody want to hang around that. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't listen to the Lord, voice of the Lord, things like that happen to you.
Right.
Slavery happens to us. You know what I'm saying? Being beaten in the street happens to us. And we can't do nothing about it. We can march all day and march all night, but the scripture says no man shall buy you.
Right.
So we're going to continue to get beat and killed in the streets, you know what I'm saying, until we do what Zephaniah 2:1 says and come together, and then we follow these laws, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
If I may, give me 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Fine.
So to avoid the Black Holocaust, we have to keep the law, statutes, commandments so we be put on high. You understand? Go ahead, but this is what we have to do to change that. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Second Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name,
Mm-hmm.
shall humble themselves
Right?
and pray and seek my face
Mm-hmm.
and turn from their wicked ways,
Turn from our wicked ways means we turn back to the law. We turn back to our power. Go ahead.
then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
When we turn back from sin, the Lord will hear us and the Lord will heal us. You know what I'm saying? That's why we keep these laws now, so when Christ returns, we be in a position of rulership. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to righteously put those other nations through the hell we went through. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to Trooper YAHANNA.
And also, before he started reading the security announcements, we have a cookout coming up. You know, the I.S.U.P.K Southern Cookout is going to be held here in Houston, Texas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's 7701 Belford Street, Houston, Texas, 77061. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come out to this cookout, man. If you're coming from out of town, go to I.S.U.P.K Houston online classes page on Facebook, and we have a link on that that you can click to book your room. You have until September 16th to get the rates, you know what I'm saying, of those rooms. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, they may raise the rates. You know what I'm saying? So you come out and you book your rooms, man. And if you could, if you're flying in, if you could, try to get Hobby Airport. You know, that'll be easy for us. You know, if we got to come pick you up, you know what I'm saying, that's closer to the school versus IAH. You know what I'm saying? So if you could, get your plane tickets to land at Hobby Airport. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come out, man, and enjoy this brotherhood and this sisterhood, man, with good food. You know, I'm going to be on the pit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just come out, man, enjoy this brotherhood, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And also check online for the itinerary of the things we hosting, man. It's some good stuff.
What kind?
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a good time. You're going to eat good food. You know what I'm saying?
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'asharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Day of Atonement, 10th day of the 7th month, Wednesday, 15th of September, 2021. Leviticus 23 and 27 through 32. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And that concludes the security announcement. Separate announcement. Brothers and sisters, Google search the school and request directions prior to the departure to the school. Once arrived, click the website button. If you have pictures, you can upload them here. And that concludes the announcements.
All right, with that, Amajim, which means to stand. Do a courteous salute to the brothers and then the sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Rock, how about Shem Yahushua Brakatah? That's Matak, Saul, face the sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Rock, Yahweh Shema Natah Ba Shem Yahushua. That's Matak, dismiss.
For me, you can always tell a brother who's been Hebrew, who's going through Hebrew Academy. They might as well be Chris. Yeah, Chris, I see that.
For real.